all hamburger juice. I fight for Thundercats. Now let's swap the hats, baby. Taking off the Jesus hat and putting on the BAM! Thundercats, baby.
Alright, fam. First of all, I want to talk about something I saw that's awesome yesterday on YouTube. It's by this guy called Fragmintz Design. And fam, what he did was make a vehicle that I have been talking about with a couple of people, fam, that I got to have, that is a necessity for me with the Thundercats. You know I'm talking about Thundercats, fam. And it's the Thunderstrike, fam. The Thunderstrike. Oh my goodness. This dude went above and beyond. It looks like this thing actually came from SUPER7, and he did his whole video, fam. He made it for someone, and he has the artwork, the box, as you can see, the comparison of the Thunderstrike to the box for the Thunder Tank, and the artwork that he did is absolutely amazing. If SUPER7 doesn't come like this, fam, or better, I don't know what to tell you, fam. I don't know what to tell you. This is absolutely amazing what this dude did with the box itself. It just looks amazing. He has the foam in there, fam, giving it the look like it came from SUPER7, fam. It is absolutely off the chain. And then, fam, when he unboxed it, he had the plastic, and he had the little compartments like the Thunder Tank had when you got it, and the same thing like what Cat Slayer had his own little sections for different pieces and whatnot. Fam, when he moved to the side and I could see this thing, I said, all hamburger juice. This thing was something I was like, man, how can I get my hands on one of these things, fam? So of course, you know, he hasn't responded or anything like that, but I definitely put it down in the comments, that I want one, you know what I'm saying, how I can get one and everything like that. But the amount of detail that this guy spent and put into this thing is ridiculous, but on a great way. It's ridiculous. The space that he put and the time that he put on this vehicle is amazing. He even has to where there's music in there that you can get off of your not get off, but that you can pull from your phone onto there. He has it set up somehow, fam. I don't know exactly all the ins and outs, of course, because it wasn't made for me. I didn't get all the extra talking points that he gave to this other guy, but you can see there's plenty of space in there for Linkso. He made a section for the Braille board, and what made it even cool, you can pull that out, and there's a space in there for like a monitor, and there's actually a monitor in there that's playing like he shows you like it's playing like the Thundercats, you know what I'm saying, the cartoon on there. So that's really, really cool. He said that there's space for in the back behind Linkso where you could put Humaira or Chitara. Not sure about the others, but they can definitely get in. He also, I think you could also put like a Burble or Snarf or whatever in there, fam. Yeah, I mean, it's truly this was a work of art. It looked like it came from SUPER7. It looked exactly like what you would expect for it to look. Then you could separate the pods like you do in the cartoon. He shows you how you can pull it off and put the different the other wings on once it detaches from the main section. And then he has like this stand, but the stand, it looks like, you would think it looks unsturdy, but he had already told the gentleman that he had it on there for 2 days. It's good, and it has the Thunderstrike going at an angle, which is really, really cool. The way this angle is, it's not even like this straight up like some people have it. But I mean, most people, if they have like a aerial vehicle, they have it on a stand to where it's just flying straight. Sometimes it's like kind of pulling it down, but I have yet to see really one that's like flying at an angle on some kind of stand, so to speak, man. So this was, I can't remember if the Dragonfly is like that or not. I don't have the Dragonfly, so I can't remember if the Dragonfly is on an angle like this or not. But this looks awesome. I don't think, if it is, that it's on an angle like this, or if you can put it like that. If so, no, let me know in the comments. But fam, I'm telling you, this right here is amazing. I mean, this is absolutely everything I wanted on Thunderstrike. There are a few vehicles that for Thundercats that you got to have, fam. The Thunder Tank is number one. You got to have the Thunder Tank. I'm gonna the Sky Cutters are another one. You got to have them. The Nose Diver, you got to have them. I think you ought to have the Fist Pounder. You don't have to have the Fist Pounder, but to me, the Fist Pounder is an essential vehicle you got to have. You got to have the Thunderstrike. Now, the Hovercat and the Thunderclaw and the Feliner, those are other vehicles that the Thundercats had. And although that they're cool and they had their spots, to me, they're not something you got to have. The Feliner is something that would be awesome to have. Don't get me wrong. The Feliner will be something awesome to have. But if you're lacking space and you're trying to look at like, what are the core vehicles? What is essential that I need to kind of fill out my Thundercats, right? Fill out my Thundercats line where I can only get certain things. I only have the space to fit certain vehicles. I can't get everything, but I can get majority. What is the key vehicles I need to get? Okay, so vehicles, I'm also going to include playsets, right? So this is for me what is a must when you have space but you're lacking some space, but you want to have the Thundercat experience to the best that you can, right? So for me, Cat Slayer and the Thunder Tank are a must. You gotta have them, right? So you gotta have at least 2 Sky Cutters, right? You gotta have a Nose Diver. A Fist Pounder, I feel, should be in there. Then you gotta have the Tower of Omens. You gotta have the Thunderstrike, and you gotta have Mumra's Pyramid. Okay? To me, that gives you the full experience. Again, the Hovercat, the Feliner, the Thunderclaw are great vehicles. I like them. They're just not must for space, because if you look at how big his Thunderstrike is, right? You look how big it is. It's like right there with the Thunder Tank. But you know, in width, it's going to be even wider because it got the other 2 pods. But it is right there. So the Feliner is even bigger than the Thunderstrike by a lot. If you're trying to make it to scale, or even if you're trying to make it just like slightly bigger, it's going to be freaking really big, fam. So in that aspect, it's going to take up space. Even if you're going to say, okay, well, I'm just going to have it hanging up in the air. Even if you're going to have that hanging up in the air, it's still going to take up space to a degree. So that's something it just depends on the individual. But if you're lacking space, I say you would forget about the Feliner, forget about the Thunderclaw, forget about the Hovercat, and I would say the Thunderstrike, the Thunder Tank, the Thunderstrike. The kittens got their doggone hoverboards, and let that be that. As far as the vehicles for the Thundercats, and then you have Cat Slayer. Again, you have Mumra's Pyramid, and the reason why I didn't say the mutants Castle Plundar is because, for one, it's going to take up space even before you open the wings out. Now, if they open the wings out, oh man, people are talking about how much space you lose when the gargoyles open their wings. Imagine Castle Plundar when it opens up like that. That's crazy. So if you're lacking space, that's why I say I wouldn't have Castle Plundar. I'd have Mumra's Pyramid. It's even Castle Plundar is just as iconic as Mumra's Pyramid because the mutants have their own spot. But if you're lacking space, and if the Mumra's Pyramid is done right, you can always put the mutants in there as well. Kind of is what it is. The Tower of Omens you need for Linkso, Bengali, Pumara, and Snarfer, and then a place for the Thunderstrike to be as well. Those are what I feel are the vehicles that are necessities to me for having the Thundercat experience. Now, we do have Mandora. I just got her recently. I'm gonna do a review on her, and her bike. So keep a lookout on that. But it's not something that you had to have. But when you have Mandora, you gotta have the bike. So I'll put it like that. You gotta have that. But as far as the must core that you have to have is that. But if you're gonna add Mandora to the mix as they did, it is essential that you have her bike. Okay. So Mandora and her bike is like Lionel and Sword of Omens. You gotta have it. Okay. So, but back to Fragmintz designs. I can't say enough about how great this design, how great the Thunderstrike looks. I hope he gets back to me because I really would like to see the price on doing that, fam. I really would. It also has lights in there as well. It's like lights on the pods and lights on the centerpiece as well. Again, I said it had music, plays music that you can get from your phone and stuff like that because it has like a Bluetooth option. This vehicle is exactly what I would want for the Thunderstrike. Now, if SUPER7 made it and they didn't have any music or stuff like that, that's cool. I don't have to have that. That's just a bonus that he did. That's awesome. If SUPER7 makes this, it needs to be on this level. It needs to be on this level. If they don't make it on this level, then they have failed. That's just my opinion. If they don't make it on this level, they have failed because he has set a standard and a bar so high with his version of how he made the Thunderstrike. Then man, it is awesome, fam. I'm telling you, it is awesome. Again, his name is Fragmintz Designs. I'm going to put the link down at the bottom. Take a look at this guy. Subscribe. I subscribed to him last night. Man, this thing looks amazing, and it is big, fam. It is big. It's big. It's huge, and it looks great next to the Thunder Tank. It really does. I love how he did his stand. Also, how it sits to the side, and it looks like it can probably light up because on the shelf when the guy was grabbing it, it was like connected to a cord. So I'm thinking that the Thundercat symbol that's part of the stand, that somehow it lights up, and that just makes it even cooler, fam. I'm telling you, this thing looks nice. Give this guy a shout out. Take a look out for him, man. Give him a like and subscribe, man. His name is Fragmintz Designs. Again, tell me what you think, fam. Pass, grab. You think you'll wait on SUPER7? You think this is better than what SUPER7 can ever do? Let your boy know. And like a fat kid in dodgeball, I'm out, baby. And don't forget to like and subscribe.